Good, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. We are just starting the AfWITrade webinar. We are ready for you. Today is a very special day. As you can see, the lineup is beautiful. We are going to be talking quite a lot. Share with as many people. Let me know where you're listening us from. Hello, everybody. I can see we already have hi, everyone. Good to see you, Joy. Lumbi, nice to see you as well. Thank you for being there. And welcome everyone who is joining us. We are live on Facebook. We are also on YouTube. And for the first time, we are on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, we are also there. We have a page of Africa Women in Trade. So I'm very delighted because today we have a very important topic. And as you have heard and seen, that this topic is something that we need to talk about the indigenous of our plants. And I want you to inbox, share the link, and you can take it wherever you are because you also have YouTube as well. And I'll share as well here on the comment section so that you can also share with the others. I can see John Nganga is there with us. Tony is also there with us on YouTube. Welcome. And everyone there who's joining us. Give us a shout out. Where are you listening us from? Which country? Which country are you listening? I can see Hilda from Germany. Welcome. A very important. How can we keep our indigenous food, grow the indigenous crops? That's the whole topic about today and much more. My guest is here. Unfortunately, she's not feeling very well, but I'm hoping she can give us as much information as possible and also follow up from where she is from. I can see Luciana here from Tony. Thank you for joining us. Give me a shout out. Well, let's have this engaging. Where are you listening us from? Which country? I want to cross the global as much as possible and as much as possible in Africa, because this topic is to deal with us as African. And some of you who don't know me, my name is Joy Zenz, and I'm the founder and the co-CEO of Africa Women in Trade, an organization that have been there for going now 4 years. Very vibrant, and now we are very excited that we even have our registration done in Nairobi as well as in Germany, where I am residing. I'm the diaspora who never left Africa. How cool is that? Yes, I'm very passionate about what happened in the continent and how can I bring impact together with my community. As you all know, I'm also the founder of Africa Women in Europe, a network that's been there for 17 years, mobilizing diaspora, supporting them, and now we are ready for the continent. And I am very excited to be part of this. As you know, AfWITrade is really Africa Women in Trade. We work with youth, ready to trade products. So I'm seeing there are a lot of people joining us. Thank you so much. I can see we're joined here by Anne from Kenya, Kiambu. Welcome everyone who's there. So I'm very excited to be here. Keep sharing, please. All our pillar number one is information sharing. Wherever we get it, diaspora, we want to share with you all of the information, what is going on in the continent, because this is missing. The biggest key in the continent is lack of information. And AfWITrade is there for you as our first pillar, and we'll be sharing with you a little bit about who we are so that you get to know who we are and what we do, what we stand for as well. So I want to welcome you all in here. So as we get started, let me give you a brief about who we are and how you can be part of us and our directors. We just formed the AfWITrade and also registered it in Kenya, and we'll be giving you more. So I have a short video, very short clip. I thought it's easier when it's wrapped up for you. I'm going to take a few minutes. Please stay there, listen before our guests come, as you also share and tell me where you're listening us from, and as well as I share with you YouTube information so that we get connected. So right on, I will be sharing with you right now. Another great year has gone. What an achievement we've done as Africa Women in Trade. Yes, my name is Joy Zenz, the founder and the new co-CEO of Africa women in trade. And I'm so delighted to having had a great time with all of you. 2023 was amazing year, and we were very happy with what we have achieved. What have we achieved? So let me walk you through. In 2023, we all decided we are going to look for market success. Market access was our number one in 2023, and we did an amazing one looking where are the markets, what are the needs of the markets. As you know, our conversation in 2023 and 2022 was that there is need to look for markets, and the markets are what we decided to work on. And from there, we have been able to travel in different events with members, sharing with you all the events that are happening throughout the year so that you can go and look for the markets. But what else have we done as Africa Women in Trade? Africa Women in Trade, we manage, and I want to pass my special guest and thank you and honor to Africa Women in Trade for being very, very active in all these events that we've been sharing with you and inviting you to go and showcase your product. And some of them, as you have been traveling very far, we've met you here in Europe markets, which was very great to see some of you here in Europe, meet you in person, help you to also get markets. And we were in different events also in Africa, in the intra-Africa trade fair. We met a lot of you sharing your products, showcasing your products as you're navigating where are the markets, what do the markets need. And this was a great opportunity. And encourage all of you to continue going to these events, showcase your products, and also close deals. B2B events, expos are the place to go. They're all over the world, and they're happening each and every month. And we'll be sharing this again this year so that you can be able to join. Another achievement we did, I want to also have special thank you to the partnership that we have, WIPO, which is the WIPO, the World Intellectual Property Organization, that have been very much supporting us. We took over 100 women in Rwanda, and they were able to be trained how to protect their brands. Of course, we want our brands to go out there, but how can we protect them? And this was a great eye-opener for the women. Right now, we have around 30 women who are getting trainings so that they can protect their brands and also be exposed to new markets as well. So this was a big thing. I want to give a thank you very much for the team of WIPO who came along with us and did all the training and also enlightened us of other organizations that are supporting. We'll be sharing with you more about this as well throughout the year. And these have been quite a lot of things happening up. We had all these webinars sharing with you information that is very important for you to have. And as you know, we have a website where we have new members who have been coming, and welcome. I want to give a thank you and welcome to all new members who have joined us and will be joining us as well to celebrate with us and also to go to one step further. And very important, the one-to-one we've had with all the exhibitors who are ready to work with us. We have seen your products moving from one step to another one, and that was the main idea. We need to see you moving from one step to another one. And now, what does 2024 has to bring to us? Well, 2024 has amazing work we are bringing to you, especially the women who are ready to trade. We have had already some of you in interaction, and we'll be having more interaction. But 2023 was a great year as well, because finally we are growing bigger and stronger. We are now officially registered in Kenya, and you have been seeing AfWITrade. AfWITrade is the abbreviation of the Africa Women in Trade. So this means we'll be working together with you closely with your businesses, helping you to get the markets so that you'll be able to connect with us. Even some of you, we have had most of our members, the products on our platform. And if you have not done that, don't be left out. We finally figured it out how to get the markets to you, but we need your products also to get on our platform so that we can be able to access to you. Remember, market first, and then we know what brands are needed. And if your products or services are not lined up with our platform, we will not be able to reach out to you. So be the first person to be able to get this possibility of market access that are coming up all over the world, and not only in Africa, also in Europe, some of them in Asia, and some also in UAE region. So everybody wants to grow. And remember, your brand is very important as well as the product. We are promoting value-added products, so continue doing this in the next year. So that's why we have now officially have an office and registered in Kenya, although we work digital, so you can access us anytime over our emails and on our network, which we'll be sharing here on information for you to reach out to us and our website. So I'm very, very delighted for this, and this also came up with also a very tough and strong team. We are now officially 3 directors in this particular registration in Kenya, and I'm very proud to tell you we have very strong team put up together. Ubuntu, as you know, together we are strong. This is the motivation, and there is a lot to be done. And how better if we team up? So we have a very strong team, and they will be coming here to share with you what they're going to be doing in their team and what are their roles and how you can connect with them. So I'm very happy to be part of this growing group, and I'm hoping we'll serve you even much stronger in 2024 accessing market. But one big activity that is coming up, guess what? We are going to meet again. Yes, we are hosting an expo for B2B, bringing buyers all over, the ones we've been connecting with, to you, to finally meet you in person. So this next year, 2024, in September 26th and 27, we'll be meeting in Accra, Ghana. Yes, Ghana. You can see my outfit. I'm already preparing myself for the Ghana community. And thank you for my designer who did this, of one of our member of Africa Women in Trade. And Ghana will be a place we will connect with you again and see how is the progress. How are your products? Are they better than 2022? Remember, our expo events happen every second year, so that we have enough time to check the market for you and work with you as you're moving step by step. So get ready, prepare yourself. Ghana people, we are coming, and we are very excited to see you there. Quite a lot of things will be happening in parallel. There is a webinar that will be going on, one-to-one interaction. As soon as you register with our Africa Women in Trade, we are really want to know exactly your projects are and helping you from one step to another one. We have already events that are happening also in Europe as well, where we'll be showcasing your products and showing you, meeting you also in person, as well as in the continent. Our biggest aim is to have intra-trade. As you know, our foundation is very strong. It's under AfCFTA, the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. But next year, as we did this year, it will be all purely market access. So we are partnering with great organizations, and we are calling out partners to come up with us, work with us. We already had discussions with different ones that we met, do the intra-Africa trade fair in Cairo the other day. In Egypt, we met quite a lot of information sharing with you. We'll be rolling them out to you next year, 2024. And the best part, I can't wait to see you in person. So get ready, we are traveling. Now, as I told you, the African Women in Trade has grown. I want to introduce a very strong lady who is coming in as a co-CEO of our organization. We'll be working very closely. She's bringing me a lot of information and power, especially in the Comesa region, because that's where she has come from, and she'll be working with us, and she'll be bringing in power, and she'll be telling you more about what is Ruth Nangesh. Here is a platform.
Hi, my name is Ruth Nagash. I'm the CEO of Africa Women in Trade. I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We have done many great things last year, and let's build on the lessons learned for coming year. I wish that our members this year would have a very peaceful and prosperous new year, and we need to come together and trade across our continent using the opportunities presented to us with the African Continental Free Trade Area, and grow our businesses, develop our products, and help our economy and also our communities to bring in new jobs. Um, I will be in charge of organizing the Expo 2024 in Accra, Ghana, and also the monthly webinars as we bring you experts to share their experiences and expertise on trade. Um, so we are looking for a great 2024. Ubuntu, I am because we are.
Again, another woman who's doing marvelous. She's done from A to Z of the value chain. Trust me, she knows it all. And that how best can we partner with such kind of people who have walked the journey and know the hurdles in this area to be working with you closely one-to-one. And I'm very, very proud to introduce you Milka Mungai, who is also called Anne Milka Mungai. And she will be working with you. She has already worked with some of you closely, and I'm so proud to having her in our team of the three as the Chief Executive Director in the B2B matchmaking with you members. So I'm very excited to this. So welcome, Milka. Tell us about your role.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you're watching us. My name is Anne Milka Muigai, and I'm the Chief Executive Director for AfWITrade. It's a pleasure to know that you're watching us as either our members or even members to be. And I'm looking forward to engaging in the coming year with both the new members and the existing members in my role on the business to business side. It's an exciting year ahead of us. There's so much that we have lined up for you, and I'm really looking to working very, very closely with all of you. So I want to say a very warm welcome to those who are considering, and to say a very big thank you to all our existing members. So AfWITrade, on the business to business side, we are looking to engaging the existing members on being trade ready. For those who are not quite there are different trades that you can do. You can do the local trade within your country, you can do the regional trade, or you can do the global trade, and each and every single one of them requires different things. So our work and my role here is to see where exactly you are, and then when we discover where exactly you are, then we see how best to move forward, whether it is using the information, which is one of our pillars, to show you what you need to do, whether it's market access, that you could be trade ready and you're looking for the market, or whether you're looking for finance to expand your business or to even improve it. And finally, we always look to capacity building, because it's very, very important that we build capacity. So we are excited in the year 2024. There's so much in store for us, and I'm looking forward to working with each and every one of you. And thank you once again for supporting us. Your tremendous support, we don't take it for granted. And remember, Ubuntu is our motto. I am because you are. So may God bless you, and I wish you a very, very happy, prosperous, and victorious and successful 2024. Thank you. I'm Milka, and God bless you.
There, yes. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Now you have an overview who we are, what we are for, and very excited to be with you. But today is about our speaker. Our speaker is very, very excited. She's here with us. Let me bring her on board. And she has been, unfortunately, she's not feeling very well, but we will give her the benefit of giving us as much information as she can, because we believe in the pub. But before then, let me thank everyone who's writing there. Yes, John, Market Fast, Produce Next, exactly. Thank you for joining. And another one from Nairobi, Kenya. Welcome, everyone. Share as much as possible. I can see we have also on LinkedIn a few people there joined us, on Facebook, and as well on Facebook groups and page for AfWITrade. So check out on that. We'll be sharing all the links with you, so stay tuned. So welcome. I want to welcome my guest speaker, Dr. Njoki Mitugo. I have known you for I don't know how many years now. We met during a project that we were running called Vidu. Is that correct? Let me unmute you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's correct.
Yes, yes, and I'm very
Yeah.
excited with the ambition that you started with a project that you have been doing for some time now, and maybe some people are wondering who you are, and maybe I should really help our listener here to answer, because doctor is also a professor as well. So she is a very profound, and let's give her all the due respect for the work that she has done for years, and deciding to be a farmer and as well as a educator for farmers in her village. And she will tell us more on that, but I really respect. So, and Njoki is a multi-skilled professional with a strong, superb track record of maintaining complex functional projects in various environments. Let me make sure that I can really see this well, and and she's able to manage stakeholders' expectations and willing to take full responsibility for the delivering of objectives. An expert in household economics and trainer in project management, major focus on M&E. Areas of expertise, as you can see, she's also a researcher, project manager, gender streamlining, policy formulation, organizational budgeting, planning, reporting, and risk management and household. I mean, the length is you can hear she is a professor in so she is a PhD and anthropology with the MSc community psychology, and also a BSc sociology, postgraduate diploma project management and economics. So I'm very very excited, because even the experience and all the work that you have done for over 20 years is remarkable. And today I have to say what where I really like about her is what her philosophy is. She is the brain behind the African indigenous foods and food security, an area all of you will agree with me. It's an area we have not dealt with as African. We have ignored it, and actually should be the elephant, and the elephant behind me here in the room, in the whole when it comes to trade. This is after her research work on some and on the same, and expo gave birth to this experience has gave birth to the African Granary initiative. So thank you so much for being here, and I know you're very sick, and I'm hoping to not to keep you so long. So I'll let you introduce if I miss anything, but please go ahead, because the topic of today is very important. I'm trying to do a lot of talking for you so that you just go on with the topic. And some of you who are joining us here, we're going to be talking about very important topics. So I hope you have your pen and paper, or your mobile, so that you can be checking all this information again. So it will be about household economics are based on food colonization. Was the introduction of a market focused system,
Sorry, sorry.
a system that is devoid of propagation, fertilizer formulation, food safety, and post-harvest handling. Understanding the indigenous food system will help us identify the gaps in food value chains, that's creating room to implement innovative infrastructure system, technology that's creating sustainable enterprises, production lines, and a sustainable food security continent. So we have a lot of here. Unfortunately, she's not feeling so well. So I'll unmute you again. You can do your last cough before I unmute you, and then you can and drink some water so that she can be able to give us a highlight. She has a presentation as well with us, so you can move along with her, and she will just be pointing up the point, and maybe we'll have her another time when she can come and share with us more. But she really didn't want to disappoint me, that's what she said, so she had to be here. But I'm going to give you the benefit of hearing from her as much as we can for today. So welcome, Dr. Njoki Mitugo.
Thank you, Joy. I hope I'm unmuted.
Yes, yes, so we can hear you.
Yeah, this is not normally my voice. I live with my grandson. I like calling him a jam attractor. So he attracts jam and he brings them to grandma, and grandma has no choice. So, what is the African Granary Initiative? And we're talking about restoring the granary in the African home. It is good to understand from where we are coming from, because sometimes we just move forward without really understanding where we are coming from. And that is what has led us to be where we are today. And as an introduction, I can say that all economic activities are aimed at a community or a society being able to feed herself in a sustainable way. Any economic activity, if it is not geared towards food security, then it's not worth. And then when we look at the four pillars of sustainability, that is human, social, economic, and environment, they all revolve around food. And food is a fundamental element of life and all its existence. You will have all the gold, you'll have all the oil, you will have everything, but without food and without somebody growing food, human being will go into an extinct. Human beings will be extinct. So household economies are based on families being able to sustain themselves in terms of food, health, and other expenses. Food. But what do we see in Africa today? And I can say that the cost of the last two can be lowered if families are able to feed themselves nutritious foods. But are we able? Are we there? So, why are we here? And where is here? Here is where we see Africans in the villages lining up to get real food, lining up to be given food. And I'm always asking a question, what drove us here? We are faced, we see photos of lost harvest. And the question is, how did we get here? And I always say that if you know where we are coming from, you'll be able to know why you're here, and you'll be able to shape the future. You'll be able to shape where you're going. Food is fundamental to human survival. Food is the most important element in a human being. A human being can survive without clothes, but they won't survive without food. So, the African Granary Initiative concept is about building household economies. This translates to families being food sufficient in a sustainable way. What is the African granary? Those of my age grew up with a granary at home. And what was the content of that granary? It was not just a storage. When I ask people about what is a granary, people tell me, oh, it's a storage. And I tell them the granary is not about storage. The granary is the heart of the African home. So the granary concept is about building household economies, and this translates to families being food sufficient in a sustainable manner. We can be having food, but not sustainable. The granary is about creating rural employment by creating cottage industries and sustainable transport business. And I'll explain how. So, restoring the granary, ikobe in my language, is our home for post-harvest storage and a sustainable food supply. We need to restore the granary in our African home. And we need to understand why. Have you ever thought of food as a currency? When I ask people like that, they tell me, oh, Doc, you're trying to take us back to those olden days of barter trading. Then I asked them, what did we see during COVID? You see people who had money, but they had no access for food. So everybody is talking about minerals, minerals in Africa. Africa has minerals. Africa has cash crops, coffee, tea, all which are exchanged. The exchange medium is the currency, is the money. And we get so carried away when we think about our minerals. Oh, the West is taking our minerals. Oh, the West is doing this. Hey, the West is doing this. But I want to surprise you that the most expensive mineral in Africa is our soil. That is the most expensive mineral through my research is our soil. And 75% of our soils are still arable. And it's very easy to rehabilitate the 25% that have been destroyed by overuse of chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and other sites. Sorry, that I used to get rid of weed. And I'm talking about weed in quotes. Why? Because I'm going to show you what food colonization has done. So, if we can think about soil as our mineral, soil as the most expensive mineral, because other countries have exhausted their soils. The other day I saw the French farmers rioting. I didn't know what it was about. But soil, our African soil, they are arable, 75%. And we can be able to rehabilitate the 25%, and I'm going to show you how. So those who have the oils and other expensive minerals cannot survive without food. So food is the most expensive mineral in the world. Food. Without food, there's nothing. There's no survival. There's no life. And we saw during the lockdown that was declared after the outbreak of COVID-19, families who had money going hungry because the farmer could not access the market. And there was an outcry. And people were going hungry. There was no movement. Oh, and to those who didn't have anywhere to plant the food. So on the other hand, a farmer losing up to 70% of their harvest because of lack of storage facilities at farm or home level. That the research we did during COVID, that the farmers lost up to 70%. Why? Because they don't have either cold storage or dry storage at the farm level or at the home level. And from research, we have seen that post-harvest losses across the agricultural belt in Eastern Central Africa in 2020 stood at 65%. It's very high. Very, very high. So, the African Granary Initiative brings together the African farmers, innovators, financial experts and institutions, IT experts, business developers, insurance company. It exactly on an economic platform, which is on a win-win basis. We have the financial experts, graduates, they are there. They have done finances. We have IT experts, these are graduates. Business developers, they are there. And it's unfortunate that we are thinking of how we need to ship them to go and do some manual job elsewhere. But the granary brings all these brains together on a sustainable business platform. Africans in diaspora can adapt a village in Africa and help this granary unit. This is just an introduction that I'm doing. So help the community to raise funds to actualize it by developing complete value chains, plus help open a market in their country of residence. And I love what Joy does, opening marketing opportunity in Germany and other European countries. But we also need to be willing to grow something that is a food that is acceptable or competes with the standards that are needed in the EU market. So that is just a brief introduction. And I like to say that we now go into understanding the granary concept. By understanding granary concept, we need to understand food colonization. What is food colonization? And you say that years of colonization, marginalization has negatively transformed African people livelihood and affected their production and consumption packet. Food colonization dictates that whatever we have is not good. We have to grow somebody else's food. You know, I look around my village. I'm living in the village. I came back to the village because I wanted to be with my people, doing research on the indigenous system. And you find people very excited about growing Chinese and Asian vegetables. And I always ask them, and what is your DNA? Your DNA. It's not Chinese. So food colonization is where you're indoctrinated to believe your food is a poor man's diet. Your food is not fit. So globalized market threaten indigenous systems, making them increasingly dependent on external sources of food, many of which are highly processed, leading to increased food insecurity and malnutrition. That is food colonization. 100% of the African indigenous vegetables have been classified as weed. And there's somebody who is propagating some chemical to destroy the weed in quotes. But these vegetables, we have tested them, and we have seen that they are high in nutrition, magnesium level of over 70%, iron level of over 90%, and an iron level of over 90%. Vegetables like the blackjack, our sweet potatoes, or rather our tubers, they've been classified as a poor man's diet. Yet they have a higher keratin content than carrots. Our sweet potatoes, our sweet potato vines. Why did we get and how did we get to be food colonized? He said that a market-driven agriculture denies families an opportunity to grow or store food for their own consumption. So the food was removed from the home and put in the market. We no longer grow food for our consumption. We grow food for the market. And that is why we harvest our food and all of it, we take that to the market. We don't have a storage facility at home level. So lack of post-harvest storage system at farm level translates to crop loss of over 60%. With the realities of climate change, the food situation in Africa is becoming tougher and tougher. So if we are not careful, food situation in Africa will be worse than it is today. If we don't return the food in our home, and how do we return the food? Seed propagation. We don't have seed propagation in the villages. So lack of seed propagation at village level has seen an introduction of peculiar seeds. I call them peculiar seeds because they are not indigenous, and some have not been tested. And why should we be forced to buy seeds that we don't know where they're coming from? Yet we can propagate our own seeds. What I can say is that it is important to know that 100% of African indigenous vegetables have been classified as weed. And there is a chemical or a formula for each and every type of vegetable. I have seen here in my village, there is a chemical for the blackjack. There is a chemical for what do you call it? Uh, for grass. There is a chemical for stinging nettle. Every one of our vegetables have a chemical to destroy them. And then our diets are being classified as a poor man's diet. We don't want to eat our cassava. We don't even want to grow our sweet potatoes. We don't want to grow our yams. We don't even want to be seen eating them. We want to eat cereals for breakfast. We want to use vegetable oil, imported vegetable oil. Why? Because we have been indoctrinated to believe that animal taru is bad for our health. So here we are. We have all this taro because we are slaughtering our animals. But it just goes to waste. And we are busy importing whatever is called vegetable oils, which is bad for our health. So on nutrition and health, experts give updates on the number of people being diagnosed with what they refer to as lifestyle diseases. And these are diseases caused by what we eat. What do I mean? We are eating a lot of chemicals because there's a chemical fertilizer to plant potatoes, there's a chemical fertilizer to plant carrots, and whatever you use on potatoes, you don't use it on carrots, you cannot use it on cabbages. You have to use a different chemical fertilizer for each and every one of them. And then to get rid of the weed, you have to use a chemical, which I find very funny because if you are spraying carrots, it will only spare carrots. If they are potatoes, it won't spare them. If they are vegetables, it won't spare them. So it has been formulated specifically for carrots. How that is done, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. But I always ask, is it by design? So nutrition and research experts are warning of the high chemical content in our food, which is being caused by chemical fertilizers and other chemicals that are being used to fight crop pests and unwanted weeds, which are in fact our vegetables, which are highly nutritious. The question I always ask is it by design? Did somebody sit down and decide to colonize our food? Nowadays, I don't want to say which country, but they're really taking cress oil from Kenya, Mukroine, and other areas, taking it to their country to make pottery. And that pottery we cannot afford. Why? Because they know the secret. But for us, we continue using aluminium sufurias and steel sufurias. So our bodies are so full of metal. Then somebody is taking our soil, somebody is taking our clay and using it to make pottery or kitchenware that we, the owners of that soil, cannot afford. So the African Granary Initiative profiles and understanding into the African indigenous foods and food system as a way of curbing food scarcity, health issues, and establishing stable household economies in Africa, while at the same time restoring the ecosystem. Fundamental. Because in Africa, we know everything relies on everything else. We rely on the trees, we rely on the rivers, they rely on us. So it is important to restore the ecosystem. So the granary was and it still is the heart of an African home. Why and how? We said that the traditional granary was used to preserve farm produce in large quantities to ensure food security. The same was used as a seed bank. So there was seed propagation at home level. And it is still a weapon against food scarcity. The traditional granary was used as a value addition unit for the food or the crops that had been harvested. So as long as there is a granary at home, the family is ensured, or is assured of food. So the granary was removed from the African home by design. And that is why we find queues and queues of Africans going to beg for food, being given food, relief food, being turned into beggars, being given seeds which we don't know where they have been propagated from. And because we don't have our system was destroyed, we have to keep on accepting that which is not ours. And we keep destroying ourselves. So, sorry. So losing her culture and being introduced to a Western culture made Africa lose her self-identity, reducing her to a dependency community. We don't have an identity. We don't have what is ours because our food is dictated. Our spirituality is dictated. Our way of life is dictated. So we were introduced into a human operating system, a system that dictates what to plant and how, what to eat and when, because we don't eat because our body is asking for food. We eat because it is breakfast, it is in the morning. We eat because it is lunch hour. We have to eat. And we eat because, and lunch hour has to be between 12:30 and 1:30. And then we eat in the evening, dinner, between 6 and 9 o'clock. So we don't eat because our body is demanding food. We eat because it's time to eat. And there is a name attached to every meal. This is breakfast, this is lunch, and this is supper. Human operating system. A system that dictates when and what to eat. A system that opened door to food scarcity, leading to starvation, introduction of harmful chemicals to our food and water, exposing the populace to lifestyle diseases, soil pollution and destruction, which lead to massive soil erosion and soil degradation. The human operating system. I like dwelling on the human operating system. Because unless Africa, we get ourselves out of that human operating system and we take what is ours and we build on what is ours, we're going to be destroyed. So what are the economic opportunities in indigenous foods? We first of all go by identifying the gaps. And one of the gaps is soil fertility or soil infertility and rehabilitation. Then there is seed propagation, rainwater harvesting for agriculture, post-harvest handling, that is storage and value addition, transportation, equipment, technology. Those are the economic opportunities that we can build on from the Granary initiative. And when I'm talking about this, I'm looking at our African graduates because they have so much information. They've gone to school, they have studied, they understand. So we can help them to create or to develop the value chains along the African granary. So if we talk about value chain development, we look at agricultural production and we say that the initiative focuses on increasing agricultural productivity and promoting sustainable farming practices. What are sustainable farming practices? We have to be, or rather, we need to have seed banks. Seed banks either at household level, or at the village level. And this is something that the young people who are graduates in agriculture and sciences, they can be able to set this one up. Seed propagation, that is creating standardization labs at the community level. This is not so hard. Because we've been accused of promoting indigenous system, but they lack standardization. But setting up a standardization lab at the community level, it is doable. It is possible. Another opportunity may arise from farmers adopting modern technologies such as precision agriculture to improve yield. Sorry. Another gap is innovative rainwater harvesting and preservation for all year production. In Kenya, we've been having El Nino from last year, December and January. But it's unfortunate that we don't have any sound water harvesting or preservation system. So this is one area that the young people can venture into, just water harvesting. Is it by building dams? Is it by building shallow ponds? Is it by looking at what is innovative and doing the same for the farmers? Another opportunity in the agricultural production is the organic fertilizer and biocide formulation. Why? Because we are talking about our food being full of chemicals. The young people can identify organic fertilizer and biocide formulation as an economic opportunity. Why? Because everyone is tired of eating chemicals. Everybody is tired of chemical fertilizers, pesticide. Another opportunity is in processing and agribusiness. Investment in food processing and agribusiness can create job opportunities and add value to raw agricultural product. This is what is lacking. Why? Because our production is so market focused that we don't value add our produce to prolong the shelf life. So entrepreneurs may explore opportunities in establishing food processing plants to create finished or semi-finished product. And this can be done at the village level. I talk about village level because Africa, we all come from a village. And when we are talking about the granary, we are talking about something that is ours. That we can say that this is our trademark. This is ours. So people can invest in processing equipment, cold or dry storage, packaging. And by the way, we are doing a research on packaging materials using the banana stems, using the, what do you call this? These corn stems. the millet stems, the sorghum stems, and even maize stem, that you can come up with the very good biodegradable packaging materials. You can invest in weighing by organic packaging material, like I have explained, using fine produce, e.g., banana leaves. You can also use the bamboo. Another opportunity, economic opportunity, is the supply chain development. So strengthen the entire food supply chain from production to distribution. It can enhance efficiency and reduce post-harvest losses. What is the supply chain? Opportunities exist for logistics and transportation in order to improve the distribution network. There's a project I had, the one we met, Joy, that made me enjoy meat. I'd called it the From Farm to Fork. And it was about demystifying the marketplace where we gather. And I was like trying to look at a scenario where we have all these logistics and transport. And we have producers, they have the value addition. And then the farmer doesn't need to go to the the consumer doesn't need to waste time going to the market. They can have their produce delivered at the doorstep. So you adapt the farm to fork concept and demystifying the marketplace. We really don't need the marketplace. Another opportunity is market access and trade. And you said that the Granary initiative focuses on facilitating access to local and international markets for African indigenous agricultural products. The whole world is looking for organically grown foods. So trade partnership, you can do one with the African women in trade. An agreement can be explored to boost export and increase the income of local farmers. Another opportunity is technology and innovation, fundamental. So the adoption of technology, such as mobile application for farmers to enhance communication, access to market information, financial services, innovation in information in storage, preservation, technologies can help reduce food wastage. Digital farming, capacitating the farmers and all other players on the value chain. Another important is the capacity building and training. The young people can develop curriculum so that they can train the farmers or all the players on the value chain. Because training is lacking when it comes to value chain development. Training is lacking in food production. Another opportunity is financial inclusion. Financial services that are tailored to the agricultural sectors, such as microfinance, insurance, can provide support for the farmers. And the young people can develop something like this. So encouraging the investors in the sector can be facilitated through financial inception. You can work with the local banks, come up with a package where you work with the local banks in training these farmers, and the local banks providing finances for them. Environmental sustainability. Wow. Incorporating sustainable and eco-friendly practices in agriculture can open an opportunity for participation in global sustainable supply chains. Initiatives promoting organic farming and reasonable resource management can contribute to long-term economic and environmental benefits. It means that if we can incorporate environmental sustainability, it means we get to compete on that global platform, creating climate mitigation programs for an agriculture from an agriculture perspective, and also creating forest value chains. My strength is going.
I think we can take a quick break on that. So,
No,
and I
the
said it
last slide.
and
This
that
is the
was,
last. Let me
yeah.
just finish. Another opportunity is in creating a geomapping system for traceability, so that even when you take the products go to the global markets, they are very easy to trace and they can compete. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I am so honored, and I'm very sorry that we still had to do this in condition, but we are with you, and we appreciate your time and your energy that you are. And what I'm going to do because of the situation, she's not feeling so well, coughing. Um, that for any question, please put all the questions on the chat, and we will be sending them to that and answering them on the chat so that you can see we've answered. But just a few things that I have seen here being put is that there's one here from George Brown. I live in London, and many foods are imported and look fresh, and now think how much preservatives and chemicals uh, that people are consuming. So Western capitalism seems to be killing everybody. So there's quite a lot of comments there. And any question that is coming up, we are going to pick it up and ask as much, but keep asking them down there. And I want to thank you so much because some of the topic you shared there were very, very important. You talked about how why we should, first of all, the understanding the why are we here where we are, and it was very good explained there. And we have seen it has been brought in by default, and especially the food security. I used to see the Kobe from my grandmother, and it was just removed the other day. And I was thinking it has always been there, and we used to play on it. And there was always maize in there. There was always some bananas hidden there. So there's somehow we used to run and sneak and get some bananas, some avocados there. And now when you look at it at this stage, it doesn't exist. So that means the food security for the house was not guaranteed. And the good thing, as you said, the harvest and it was not all of them consumed. So they were also kept there for planting for the next generation. So that meant um, they had indigenous seeds to continue for the next season. So, and this that means when that had disappeared, so was the security of food, the indigenous of the seeds. So we had to go shop and buy new seeds from others, and of course it comes with the implementing changing of so many things. And this is as you said, there is it has to. And something else that you mentioned very important is the value addition, and involved the youth being in the education industry. I can see the youth coming in there. They have been they've lacked a lot of jobs, and this is something that we are very sad about, knowing that they are now coming to Europe doing different questions. Myself, I'm in Germany by default, but I'm really wondering how are we going to consume again, not being used again as a as a resource, a raw materials area to come and pick resources. So how can we maximize the youth? And I like the ideas that you have thrown there, like food, like the one for machineries. Like I was traveling around, and some of you have seen me traveling around in Germany, looking at expo, looking at these value addition machineries, so that you're able to bring ideas to the continent and let people understand, if a youth own a machinery of a, or that other women can come and use it, because it's not normally they are made for large scales. So it's a place for people to come in and add value to their product and just pay the fee, and the youth has a job. So there's a lot of way of looking at this. And some of these, the other day I was also, and we'll be having a guest coming up on Sunday as well with the apple, and we were looking for value addition for apples. And I remember you mentioning we were looking for freeze dryer, and you told me, Joy, why are you going to Germany to look for freeze? We have it. The university next to our door has can actually tailor make for you a machine. And maybe you can mention just a little bit of that, because that was so fascinating to know that it's able, that even, and I'm talking now in Kenya. So we are in Kenya now, just so that people know where you're in the country, and how the university can tailor make for you these machineries upon demand.
Yeah, it's something that I've been encouraging people because we rely so much on imports from China, from Germany, from where. Yet our universities, the ones that teach technology, they can assemble all this equipment. We have JQuat that is doing a wonderful job.
Can you say
Even
what is
Kenyatta,
what?
JQuat is Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. So any equipment that is agricultural based, any technology that goes with agriculture, Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology is able to formulate, it is able to assemble those young men and women. They are able to assemble that equipment. And the good thing is that when you have it, you don't need to worry about spare parts because it's locally assembled. And you see, when we buy local, we create employment for those people. At that university, there is an innovative hub where these young people uh, produce those unique innovations. And what makes me sad is that they have not been supported to go into production lines. I think that is an area, Joy, we need to think about. See how we can support them, maybe linking them with financial institution, and they go into full
Sure.
production lines.
Mm.
Kenyatta University also has the same, which has an innovative hub. But for agriculture, I'm so much in love with the Jomo Kenyatta
And
University.
they have done an equipment for you, which was also on the freeze drying area, and I think I had it from you first when I got to
Yes,
use it, and it's
yeah,
working. It's locally made, supporting the youth.
and it is reasonable. It is reasonable.
Yes, exactly. So
Yeah,
yeah, and it's amazing all these opportunities, and
yeah. Value addition equipment, those small cottage industries equipment that make work easier. For example, equipment for peeling potatoes, for chopping the potatoes, for chopping the cabbages. Let these young people do it for us. And that way we are able to create employment for them.
I
And
love
I'm
that.
not only talking about Kenya, I'm talking about the other countries in Africa because I'm working with the African Union, and most of the ambassadors in Kenya we have interacted, and I'm telling them we need to think about how we can take the granary in all the African countries because this is what is needed. I mean, why should we feel comfortable when Russia is giving us fertilizer? Do we even know what that fertilizer is made of? Why are you feeling so comfortable when Netherlands is giving us seeds? Honestly, do we need that? We don't need that. We don't need that. We can formulate our own seeds that grow here, our climate. They are drought resistant, and we maximize on the harvest.
Yeah, so I really salute, and this question that I put in there also echo that it is our responsibility to actually air it out and share more. These kind of discussions we are having here, the more we talk, the more we sing that song, John, and you joining us and sharing with others as you're speaking. This is recorded and to be on YouTube. It should be shared so that this knowledge and information is the biggest issue that we have in the continent. And it has also been echoed right now by Dr. Njoki. So it is so important that we echo out all this information by sharing our open out. The issues are happening in Kenya, the same ones happening in Zambia and Nigeria. We have a Nigeria person here. Welcome. And it's something that we should trap. And I'm thinking, amazing, get well soon, Professor. I agree. Kenya has an untapped talent. It's the whole continent. Really, the whole continent. We are all genius, and I can tell you, you're genius because I'm in Germany, and I think all our education in Africa, we are all genius. So having seen the education here and the way it's run, you wanted to say something? Let me unmute you.
Yes, one thing I need to tell the African is that African has never been a beggar. We have we were kind of indoctrinated to believe that we can't make it. We are poor people, and we take poverty as a birthright. Let me use that statement. So a white man somewhere has to come and solve our problem. So we feel very comfortable when Russia is giving us fertilizer. Yet all our cities in Africa, they are sinking in organic waste. That is organic fertilizer. Yeah, why? Why should we be given chemical fertilizer when we can formulate our own chemical? I mean, our own organic fertilizer. I understand there are some countries that have banned the use of Roundup. America, I know they have. But then Roundup is being imported to Africa. Yet we can make our own biocide. And Roundup is being brought so that we can spray our indigenous vegetables. I think Africa, we have to wake up, Joy.
What I'm hearing here is what is the issues we are all talking are job or business opportunity. I want everybody here because we're here on an environment, we are traders, we are African women in
Yes.
business and men. All these issues you're hearing here opportunities for you. Formulation of fertilizer. Talk to Dr. Mitugo will tell you how it's made and all that. The information
Yes.
is out there. It's just about of having the finance, and that's where the diaspora come in. You partner with diaspora who are ready to be in this. As you know, the remittance is very high. We are ready to cooperate, of course, with building
Yeah.
trust, which is the
Thank you.
biggest issue on the continent right now. So we are ready. I can see a message from Milka, one of the data you may had her here. She's with us. Thank you for joining us. Our local assemble also develops our African production. Support is what is needed. Exactly. So very much. And I also have here there's a lot of gateways soon. We are really hoping that the energies get back so that you keep preaching these messages. And then we have here, this is good development about organic fertilizer. We really need this and out on our timeline. And I can also confirm this. I'm bringing in also your enough Dr. Mitugo is in Kenya and I'm in Germany. And I can tell you right now, the products that are being brought here in Germany, they're only organic. That's what is coming up in the future. And that means they've discovered. And for me, when I hear organic bio, that is a very expensive product here, is what I used to eat outside my mother's house garden with no fertilizer. We used to use the cow fertilizers. Every farmer has a cow, not because of the milk, but also for the fertilizer. And there is this ecosystem where you can use a cycle where you use the fertilizer, you have the milk, and you have even the gas as well from the fertilizer. And from these, and that's how they used to do all the coffee. I remember that time coffee there was no chemicals. There was always cow's fertilizer. That one I can remember with those big worms. If your people remember in the fertilizer. And the big ones were the food for the chicken. And the chicken was the food for us. So it was an ecosystem that was working, and we need to bring this up. And more people are understanding it. The Europeans have understood it because we are all going for the bio. I was in the one, actually, a bio expo, where they were purely only organic, and now there's the issue of now the certification. You go like, how do you certify the food you've been eating the whole of your life? Need a certificate. That is also a very expensive certificate. So there is a lot nuggets in there, and we have already finished an hour, almost 15 minutes past, and I'm very happy that you joined. I've seen you have started making organic fertilizer on a small scale. Well done, Rachel. We tell us which country you are. That's very important, and share that knowledge. Please don't keep your information to yourself. Always share, because you'll help somebody else. I heard also about the water, which is the water shortage, which is a biggest issue, and you mentioned as well. And we have rain, like you said, it's rain heavily, and there is a water harvesting innovation that is needed, because this is something that we need. We have so much, and the security for food is the same as the security of water. Without water, we don't have food. Without food, we cannot survive. Right? So it has to come from somewhere. So the water harnessing is something that is it's a business opportunity out there that you can all come in and trap into that. So I want to thank you so much. I don't want to keep so long. And I can see here, thank you. Great opportunities and big eye opener. I listen to the video again. Please go through all those steps, all those steps. Each one of them, I can tell you, is a business opportunity. And each topic had almost 10 business opportunities I could just spot. And you can just run with it, because these are the real issue on the ground, and we have to work with our own solutions. Let me tell you, everybody is thinking about themselves after COVID. Okay, each country is thinking of those funds. They know that they're all going to. You heard about COVID, everybody had to eat from there. We need to feed ourselves first before we feed the others. I know I'm in Germany, but I'm not telling you to bring it here first. Feed yourself first. After you have finished, and some of them products, we have also to go into smart farming, things that grow fast that we can feed, because security is our disadvantage, because we removed the huts. So that means we need to produce something that we can eat quickly and plant again and eat. So you have every month something new coming. Smart farming. That's the solution that looks like now we're gonna go. Otherwise, you'll have to build that hut again, a modern hut with the we have solar. Thanks God gave us solar. We have everything. We can get the energy on our own and build our huts for ourselves and put the food in there if we need the refrigeration. And as you can add, this stuff can be built from you, from the university themselves. You just tell them what you want and they build it for you at a very low cost. That is happening. So I can see all these, and I'll keep preaching until we get there. Thank you for joining me as well. And I let you give our parting shot as I go on to give you updates of what's coming up on AfWITrade. If you have a few, if you can manage to give us your parting shot.
My part in short is, let us feed ourselves. Because he who feeds you controls you. So we need to control our seeds. We need to control our food. We need to control our soil. And there are massive opportunities that are there. So open your eyes, look at the opportunity, jump for it. Don't wait. Let's just do it. That's my parting shot.
Thank you. What I hear, let's change our mindset. Our mindset. All start from our mind. We can do it. And we have all the information. Technology is open. So thank you so much for your time. And let me leave you to relax and enjoy your evening. And hopefully we come back again with a lot of energy and also see what you're doing on the ground as well. And hopefully and see you soon as well again. So thank you so much for your time. So thank you everyone for making time. All your questions are valid. Put out them there, and we are going to answer them as we're going on. I just want to just give me a 2 minutes or 5 minutes to just give you a highlight of what is happening and around, especially I like giving you updates, information about the AfCFTA. AfCFTA is something that I want to, can you all write to me, what is AfCFTA? There's a training I'm doing here every time to make sure you understand what is AfCFTA. Can somebody write to me on the chat, what does AfCFTA means? as I give you the updates. AFCFTA, I'll write it for you. So let me know, what does AFCFTA mean on the chat. Every time I want to make sure that one person knows here, and please make sure, if you don't know, just Google it. I'm waiting, and I'm going to print up the first person who write for me. What does AFCFTA mean? Please write for me on the chat. I haven't seen anything yet, and I'm hoping I have brilliant minds here. What does AFCFTA mean? Because it's a very important thing for us to know the movement, the one market, the work they're doing, and it's there for you as a continent on the ground to trade among each other and create one market. Any one of you out there, 18, I think I have 20, 30 people here. Wait a minute, I think I have 20 people here. Oh, fantastic. I got already here the African Continental Free Trade Area. Thank you so much. That came from YouTube. You're a winner today. Well done, well done. And thank you for recommending. The next time I'll be having a present for someone who write that the first so that you're quick. But keep writing there so that I see who else is there. Yes, there you go with a C. That's a very interesting C, but it's a, I think it's also in French. You can also try that, but I haven't seen it in French how it's called. The AfCFTA, the Africa Continental Free Trade. So we want to also give you an update about that. Recently, as you know, we have the Secretariat, Wamkele Mene, has been nominated again for another 4 years. So this is just for you to get to know about him and what it means for AfCFTA. That means the agenda is still moving on. He's there for another 4 years. We congratulate him and we appreciate his work he's done so far. And as I told you, ladies and gentlemen, this is a person who's really supporting and really making the change and moving the actions out there. So keep checking on AfCFTA, what it means and what they're doing. And it's very important for you to be aligned as well, not to be left out. We also have, we'll be also, just that was the update for the AfCFTA, and we are looking forward to working with them also in the upcoming projects together. So another update I wanted to give you is about Africa Women in Trade, the AfWITrade. We have a few important updates that we want to share with you. The first one is that we'll be having, you can see all these webinars that are happening right now. We want to make sure that we get closer to you, and so that we'll be having updates on different topics of webinars. So we have the value addition machineries offers that I've been seeing all over. When I go to Expo, we'll be having that, but only with members. And I really ask you to make sure that you register as Africa Women in Europe, so that Africa Women in Trade, so that you're not left out. So this is what we'll be doing. There'll be the webinar that will be coming up, but only for members. We'll also be having a free trade, a value addition machine I mentioned, and then we'll be, as you all know, and I mentioned earlier, we'll be hosting in Ghana in September 26 to 27 this year exhibition. And we are encouraging new members and anybody interested to start preparing yourself. So we'll be having webinars again with our members who are ready to trade, or anybody who will be trading with us, preparing mindset, what will happen, because this will be a B2B, strictly to find buyers, bringing from all over the world to Ghana. We did this in South Africa, Cape Town. Have a look how it did. We are advancing and getting even better. So more details very shortly. You'll be seeing all the announcements coming up. We're just finalizing a few things and we'll be ready to go. So those are the few things that I wanted to share with you. Again, register yourself on Africa Women in Trade because it's a platform that we encourage you to be part of us, and we are able to see your product and also get to know where you are and help you to the next level as you had. So these are the few updates that are coming up. The other part that is very important, we have started export trade tours, and the export trade tours, they are also for you, and meaning that we bring you now to see the machinery. I know now they're in Kenya. Soon we'll bring you to the university to go and order yours there. But right now, let's see what is already here and what we can work with, and also open your ideas of value addition. What options are there? When you travel, you see more. Someone who doesn't travel think their mother is the best cook. So you need to travel to see what kind of value addition are out there and what can you be able to develop on your own at back in your country, or work with the companies. So we have trade tours that are coming up. One is in March, is purely for machineries. So if you're interested, email us and we'll be happy to give you more information about that. We also have one in Netherlands, so Amsterdam. So that will be also there for people who are looking for farming, and also there will be company trade tours in the companies as well. And then the other one is in Italy for spices and herb. So if you're interested with any of that, write to us at africawomenintrade@gmail.com. And we have shared with you most of the information on the WhatsApp, but I will share with you here as well, is the Africa Women in Trade .com, at africawomen@gmail.com. That's how you can get all our information, and you can reach us to us. Our website, we are very approachable. We are on social platform as well. And myself too, you can inbox me. So I'm very honored to be here with all of you today. I can see a lot of information there. Food security, trade union. Yes, thank you so much. I encourage everyone to start, no matter how small, take the action. Do not just imagine. Thank you so much, Milka. And then I'm in Zambia and just using leaves, fish pond, water, and chicken manure. Well done. Do let's go natural and fertilizer for our products. And of course, we have John, who has been with us for some time here, really committing and getting sharing with us his view. We're very happy, for looking forward to hearing more on this front. Get well, Professor Organic Product is the best. So there'll be more webinars every month. We bring a guest who is there to, and all these are recorded. You can always listen again. So I don't want to take so much long. These webinars are meant for only 1 hour, and we're already 1 hour and a half. And I wish you a lovely evening, and God bless you. And let's meet again next month. I'll be here with you with another guest, and also giving you update what is coming up. So God bless you, and let's see us again next time. Bye-bye for now.